Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Farrah. Welcome back to my channel. Now, today's topic, I touched on this briefly on my Instagram story, so if any of you follow me on Instagram, then you will know. The link is in the description box. But today, I wanted to talk about a situation that comes up a lot, especially in my life. And I also have to say right at the beginning that these are just my opinions, my experiences, and my experiences as a trans woman and being on this trans scene in London. Obviously, my opinion is not fact, it's just how I feel and what I've seen in my personal life. So please don't take offence to any of this. There is no offence meant. Love is love. People are entitled to be who they want to be and love the person that they want to love. So I just wanted to say that first. But what I want to talk about today is the fact that a lot of cisgender men who date trans women seem to think that we as trans women are lesbians and like women and like other transsexual women. Now I have to say, for me personally, as a trans woman, I've never been with a genetic woman. I have done scenes when I used to do adult work with other trans women because at the time you had to do that in films, and this is where some of the problem lies. Because there are so few trans women in the world, and because most cisgender men who like trans women, their first experience of trans women is from watching adult films with trans women in. Most of those films, or 99% of those films, will always have scenes with trans women, with other trans women. So I think a lot of men's experiences with trans women are that we are bisexual. And I'm sure there are bisexual trans women out there, I'm sure there are, but for me personally, I've only ever liked men. I've never been with a woman, and I've never found trans women attractive, especially because most of them are my friends and I don't sleep with my friends. And from my experience of all the trans women that I know, that I've known on the scene, who have always been trans, as in their whole life they've been trans and they never married a woman or had children, they are all straight trans women from the ones that I know of and that I've spoken to, only like men. From my experiences that I've seen, the only trans women who are into women or other trans women are ones that have been married and had children before. So they're a lot older because they are trans women who had to hide for a lot longer. So that's my experience. I've never met any trans women who have grown up from childhood into womanhood who are lesbian. But that's just my experience. That doesn't mean that I am correct. I'm sure there are loads of trans women out there, but I personally have never met any trans women who have grown up as trans women their whole life. That's just my experience. Also, it just gets very frustrating when men always assume that when you have pictures with you and your girlfriends out, you know, for dinner or out for drinks or at a club, that you're sleeping together. You know, so one, we're not interested in each other sexually because we're just friends. And secondly, they're my friends. Like, they're people that I hang out with and confide in and spend time with. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't sleep with my friends. It's just not going to happen. You know, it's like me saying to straight men who all go out on a lads' night out, and me saying, oh, so do you all sleep together? And they would be like, no, that's disgusting. And I'd be like, well, you're always out together more than you are with your partners. I assume that you were all, you know, doing something together. So, but men seem to always assume that about trans women all the time, and I'm well aware that they always assume this about cisgender women as well. So I'm assuming it's just a sexual fantasy in men's head that they just like seeing two women together. But I'm just saying to you now, unfortunately, to break another myth for you guys, that most trans women, especially the ones I've met and me personally, are not interested in doing anything sexual with another woman or another trans woman, or together with you and someone else, and especially not with our friends. Like, that's just not going to happen. I mean, most of me and my friends that I know of, we won't even sleep with a cisgender guy who's already been with one of our friends that we know of. If we find that out, then it's a no. Because we don't want, it's, you know, the scene is very small anyway, so it can get a bit incestuous in that way. And most of us do not want to be someone's sloppy second, or go out with someone that already actually had a proper relationship with one of our friends. It's just not something that we want to even enter into. So, you know, you need to think about that if you're going to be on the scene with trans women. You know, if you're sleeping with everybody, most of the girls that find out that you've been with one of their friends are not going to want to sleep with you. So you need to think long and hard about that before you come onto the scene. That was just a short and sweet video, but I thought it was a really important one to touch on, seeing as I don't think it's been talked about that much. And I just wanted to say again, there's nothing wrong with lesbians, there's nothing wrong with trans women being lesbians, there's nothing wrong with any of that. Love is love. If any of my friends told me that they were with a girl, I wouldn't care at all. I'd be really happy for them. Like, it's, you know, people love who they love and they should be allowed to love who they love. I'm just trying to explain certain things in London on the trans scene and my experiences and what I've seen and how I've felt about men and women. So I just want to make that clear. There's no judgment. It's just I'm trying to show what it's like in London and what it's like from my experiences being a trans woman for 25 years. Hope you all have a fabulous day, darlings. Until the next video, love you lots. See you all soon.